Every coffee needs a lotus.
All right, so welcome back to the HR Virtual Summit Philippines 2020. With us is Sir Scott Friedman. He'll be answering your questions. And in the meantime, what we're showing on screen is why we're doing this. Two ways. Number one, we're doing this because we would like to provide opportunities for learning and growth to all of our participants here. At the same time, as we give freely, we would like to ask for your help. This help that you will be giving, there's no amount required. And this will go to the Bayanihan Act 2020 and the Bayan ng Mahayhay. We thank Sir Scott for the topic about GPS. I love GPS. Be grateful, play, and at the same time, not only are you grateful and you play, you surprise everyone. Why don't you decide now? Why don't we all decide to surprise our poorest of the poor brothers and sisters with your generous donation? It could be 100 pesos, 200 pesos, $2, $3 or so. And if you're ultra generous, sky's the limit. What will happen is we will be giving 100% of your donations will go to the Bayanihan Act 2020 and help out our friends. Would that be okay? So thank you for your generosity. Thank you very much in advance. So Sir Scott, welcome back to our session, and this is the second part.
Back.
By the way, sir, which part of the US are you broadcasting from?
The lovely state of Colorado.
Wow, Aspen, Colorado. Wow, my son-in-law is also from Colorado.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
And we hope to see you here in the Philippines, Sir Scott. Now, for the question and answer, for the Zoom participants, please type in your questions at the Q&A box. For our Zoom live questions, we'd like you to, and we encourage you to press the raise button to notify us, and we'd gladly hear from you. We also would like to see you. And for our Facebook Live viewers, please type in your question to the comment box, and we'll read them all. Okay, so those who would like to, Sir Scott, would like to read first our local participants. Will that be okay?
Sure.
We have from Negros Oriental, from Bacong Negros Oriental, Cagayan de Oro, Davao City, Dumaguete City, Iloilo City, Larena Siquijor, Lioan Cebu, Sibula Negros Oriental, Southern Leyte, Surigao del Sur, Valencia Negros Oriental, and Zamboanga City. Also, my friend Mirasol Dimaranan is watching from and participating from Cavett. And we also have Vivian Fuentes who waved at us. I'm Vivian, and to all the speakers of Ariva, thank you for supporting this and watching this. We have our first question, sir, in the Q&A box from an anonymous attendee. I think this is more of... So thank you for your humor, Sir Scott.
No.
If I may ask, can you share with us on how to share humor with our millennial students? Millennial students.
Millennial students. Well, I think that, one way, especially if we don't consider ourselves humorous, is to find humor that we think would be funny, and then ask that generation, the millennial generation, if they think it's funny before you share it with them. So if you're teaching it or you're trying to share it at home, and then as you heard me doing tonight, I read out, if I'm going to show a slide or something, if I'm teaching a class, then you put up something funny, read it out loud so that everybody gets the punchline at the same time. That's the way to do it. But you don't have to necessarily create the humor yourself. But it's just searching for humor, and that's one of the reasons I asked about what other places that you found good humor. So find good humor, and of course, clean humor is the best. One thing I didn't share because I didn't have time tonight was, it's a quote by Cliff Thomas. It says, "When someone blushes with embarrassment, when someone carries away an ache, when something sacred is made to appear common, when profanity is required to make it funny, when a child is brought to tears, or when everyone can't join in the laughter, it's inappropriate humor." So share positive humor. And if we're being playful in that play and spontaneity, and we're looking for opportunities to add humor, the humor will come naturally. We can have more fun with it. And if we develop that level of trust with our millennials, then it'll be easier to share that in that relationship. They'll want to laugh, because it's hard to laugh if you don't have trust with somebody.
Thank you, Sir Scott, for explaining it so well to all of us. True. Because here in the Philippines, we're exposed to sense of humor or comedic style that is brutal, that laughs at other people, makes fun of other people's misery. I guess that's in the mainstream. And with your advice to us, true, nobody should be put down. Nobody should be offended. And we can discipline ourselves to do that.
Yeah, if you have a close relationship, if there's a group of guys or gals, or that they kind of banter a little bit and poke fun at each other, and they have a good healthy relationship, it's probably okay. But sometimes what we don't realize is that when we're sarcastic with others, many times they may laugh on the outside, but on the inside they could be hurting.
True.
So especially during this time, I would really be careful to keep your humor more positive.
Thank you, Sir Scott. We have a question from the FB live streaming from Nico Ramos Aceveros. The topic is relevant as we are in the middle of a crisis, which is a really big challenge. The question is, how do we cope with the situation? I mean, aside from what you've already shared for the past hour.
I mean, was she on mute the whole time?
No. I mean, for the whole time, for 1 hour, you've been telling us how to get out of misery and pain and hurt.
I think the 1 minute humor break is really an effective way. Is the thing is we have to change our emotional state, and it's very hard to do, especially if we're emotional. We are emotional beings. Some of us are more emotional than others, but we need to replace our emotions with something more positive. And that's where the 1 minute humor break comes in. That's where gratitude comes in. It's impossible when we're cheering somebody else on, when we're doing something nice, when we're in service, we're not focused on our own problems. So the more, what I recommend is give yourself however long you need, 30 minutes, let's say, 15 minutes a day to be miserable, to worry, to, look at all your problems and just have a field day at it. Cry. Get your emotions out. And that's why I said how important it is to have positive rituals, to have a regimen or a routine. In the beginning, we make our habits. In the end, our habits make us. So establish positive habits now during this time, and no matter how upset you are, I mean, as you're going to exercise and if you're feeling upset, it's okay. Cry through your exercises if you need to, but just keep to your exercise. And what you're going to find is when you develop these positive habits, that your life is going to get better. And then when things get back to a new normal, you're going to have good habits. You're going to have a more positive way of thinking, and you're going to learn how to better use your own thoughts. Watch your thoughts, for your thoughts become your words. Watch your words, for your words become your actions. Watch your actions become your habits, and watch your habits, for your habits will become your destiny.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sir Scott. Now, from our Zoom chat box, there's a thought Elizabeth Anana would like to share. Try not to resist the change or challenges that come our way. Every challenge is a gift. This gift may change us for the better. Thank you, Elizabeth Anana, for that wonderful realization. Now, we have a set of preset questions from Rodora Tolin. What other coping mechanism strategies can we use? Especially now that people are down.
Okay, so we talked about gratitude. I think gratitude is your best. We talked about the 1 minute humor break. Letting yourself worry. We chatted a little about that. Give yourself a time to replace negative emotions with positive habits, with positive actions. That's why it's so important, again, to set up positive situations, positive behavior. I used to teach a course called Technologies for Creating. And the principle behind the course was, if you know what you focus on a vision, what you want to create. So let's say in this case, it's happiness. It's just being able to, find more joy in every day right now, let's say. And your current reality. So you have a vision and you're honest about your current reality. So your current reality, maybe you're miserable or it's just tough. You're wondering where you're going to get money from. If you focus on those two things, but you'd never lose sight of your vision, your path of least resistance and what's called structural tension will move you toward your vision. And so it's basically, it's a way to control your thoughts. So as I was saying, so you think, oh gosh, I'm way too miserable to work out. I mean, this is the last thing I want to do is work out. Okay, that's your current reality. Your vision is you want to develop healthy habits. You want to be thin. You want to come through this being able to control. So you say to yourself, I'm miserable. I'm not going to work out. I'm not going to work out as you go to work out. So it doesn't matter. You just learn to accept whatever emotions you have, but still take positive action in your life.
Thank you, Sir Scott. And we hope you can teach those lessons. Those modules here in the Philippines as well.
Yeah, I was looking forward to it. Unfortunately, was supposed to be there in March and April, actually. But I'm coming back.
We're looking forward to that, sir. Now, we have some thoughts for sharing. Miss Jamie from Zoom, she said, Filipinos love you too, Sir Scott. And all those kids you helped out through your foundation are all grateful. You are their hero.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Scott.
It's a love affair. I love the kids of the Philippines. I love the people of the Philippines. So
and it seems like you also love Jollibee, aside from the Barong Tagalog you're wearing. But not the slow internet connection. Thank you for your Filipino sense of humor. We love that.
Thank you.
Right now, sir, we have a question from the Q&A box. It's from an anonymous attendee. I have a friend that is currently facing a big problem apart from this pandemic issue. Her father is in the hospital. He had a heart attack. I can feel that she already is drowning from negative thoughts even. I don't know how to comfort her. What do I say to her to stay strong? Because I also think the same with her. What should I do?
Sometimes when people are hurting, we hurt so much because we feel the empathy, and so we think that if we say the right thing, that will take them out of pain and that'll make us feel better. But a lot of times, anything you say is not going to help. So, and sometimes we try to, we try to say the right thing and we don't say the right thing. If you're just, silence is fine. What they really want is a warm touch, is a hug, and hopefully you can hug individuals, maybe not be able to hug a group, but just to listen, just to show that you care, to tune in, to be there for them. Time is love, and just let them know you care. There's nothing better than that. You don't, that's the best is just show you care. Shower them with love, however you can do it, but don't think that you need to say the right thing.
Sometimes we mess things up when we try to advise them of what to do, what not to do, what to feel, how to feel. So I think it comes with sensitivity when you say it, Sir Scott. Just be there.
Yeah.
Just be there.
That's the best.
Now, from Ernie Sedigo, how do we manage and react to stressful situations, especially during this challenging time? Maybe the question is about there are stressors around us. It could be people, like you mentioned, it could be your kids' behavior or the lack of money or things. So how do we react to these stressful or such?
I mean, Ernie, I think the answer to that is the things that we've been talking about.
Yes.
That's why just to replace stressful thoughts with positive thoughts, and to get into positive habits, to come up with a hobby. The more you can immerse yourself in what you enjoy that's going to move you forward, the more action you can take during stressful situations, the more positive your behavior is. If you take control of your health, if you learn a new skill, if you're the concept of the 1 minute humor break, where you start thinking about, if you can find humor in that situation, that's tough to do sometimes.
Sure.
But it's not tough to pick up a book or to take action or to go clean a room or the lawn or whatever it would be for you. But just to keep moving or keep action, keep being the more positive habits you can create during stressful times, the more it's going to serve you and the more you're going to be able to gain control over future behavior.
Thank you so much, Sir Scott. Now, for the last question I have right now, and time flies so fast, an hour and a half has gone so fast. Sir Scott, thank you so much. This is your last question.
Okay.
This is from Melba de Guzman. I think she's an HR professional. So what are the top 3 strategies to be implemented by the HR department? 2 things. Maybe right now during the quarantine or the lockdown, and when we return to our offices. 3 things.
I think we talked about the best of the best, and we talked about it a little bit more in a personal nature tonight than I normally maybe would. So I think that's a wonderful way to start off your meetings is to share your gifts, by, hey, let's talk about the positive things that came out of this situation, and to implement the best of the best. The more positive rituals you can implement. There's some that we didn't talk about tonight because I decided to be a little bit more on a positive attitude, inspiration kind of side, as opposed to HR. There's some wonderful ideas. The book, Celebration Day, 365 Ways to a Happier, Healthier Workplace, that has 365 ideas on. So, but some of my favorite, I talk about the one about wine. It's a wine Fridays, where or wine wow, where you start off with a beverage of choice. So if you can get away with that, maybe it's not a alcoholic beverage. If you can in your workplace on a Friday afternoon, wonderful. So you start with something that you enjoy, good music, and then you share a wine, something that didn't work during the week, and that with your team or department, and what you learn from that lesson. You want to clear the air before the week's over. So that's your wine. Your wine, and then your wow is something that, let's share a win. Let's celebrate something good that happened during the week before we left. Right? That's one of my favorite games. Wine wow Fridays. All right.
That will definitely change the HR.
Yeah, and I do encourage you to ask for the books. The books celebrate lessons learned from the world's most admired organizations. One of the examples I talk about is there's a company in the U.S. that, and I talk. One of my favorite chapters is how to celebrate failure when things don't work out well. So a lady starts off, a sales manager lady starts off every meeting with she talks about a failure she's had or something that didn't work out, a mistake she made during the week, and the lesson she learned. Then she puts a $50 bill on the conference table and she says, okay, tell me your biggest mistake, the lesson that you learned, and whoever made the biggest mistake learned the greatest lesson, you take the $50. If you win 3 weeks in a row, you're fired. No, but that way you share, you learn from your failures.
Sir Scott, thank you for that. And before I say goodbye to you, I'd like to once again thank you. And what I will take away is a lot of things. There are a lot of things about take responsibility for the choices we make, be conscious about decisions we make. But there's this quote you mentioned earlier on. Fragrance always clings to the hand that gives roses. Thank you, Sir Scott, for giving us roses. No matter how thorny the situations are right now, your hands will remain to be fragrant.
Yeah, I feel it.
For giving us the roses of hope and humor and happiness. More power to you, Sir Scott. Everybody, big hand for Sir Scott Friedman.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we hope to see you, sir, soon, personally, here in the Philippines.
You got it. I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Scott.
Great job. Did a wonderful job.
Maraming salamat po.
Salamat po.
Maraming salamat po. Maraming salamat po. And for those of our participants, don't go away. We still have things to announce and things to say and remind you of how we can be instruments of change. So with me now is none other than, and let me call on Miss Irish Malonda Samson. Miss Irish?
Hi,
hello,
sir.
Miss Irish. What can you say? Hello, what can you say about
it? Was indeed an interactive, engaging, funny session from Mr. Scott Friedman. So, Sir Scott, thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to our viewers, to us. We're having you in this HR Virtual Summit. So, sir, before we move on, I would just like to read some thanks from our participants, from Ms. Elizabeth. New learnings added. Thank you so much, Ariva. More power and God bless. Thank you, Sir Scott, for the learnings and for loving Filipino people.
Yes.
Okay, from Alan Aguinaldo. Thank you so much, Sir Ariva and Sir Scott. Okay, who else? Marilu Jane Daarol. God bless Ariva Academy. Thank you so much also. Okay, Sir Howell. You know the drill. What's your takeaway?
My takeaway, aside from the quote I mentioned a while back about fragrance, that fragrance always clings to the hand that gives roses. I think one of the things that will be useful for all of us as of this moment and moving forward, kindness is contagious. Kindness is contagious. So when you see on your Facebook timeline or perhaps on your Facebook newsfeed negative people, try to be positive. try to be a source of. What about you, Miss Irish?
Well, for me, of course, keeping the GPS turned on.
Oh, galing,
yes,
no?
Gratitude, play, and surprise. And I usually hear this from you as well, attitude of gratitude.
Oh.
And stay positive, of course, always.
Ayan.
And that's it. Thank you so much, Sir Howell.
Thank you so much, Miss Irish.
Session.
And blue looks good on you. And what a wonderful light you have now.
You.
It enhances your beauty. Beautiful inside and out.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow, sir.
Thank you, Miss Irish. And thanks, everyone. Don't go away. There's still some announcement.
Yes,
Irish
this is not yet the end of our learning session. Please allow me to greet the following win-win partners in making this e-learning session possible. So we would like to thank our official media partner, Art Plus Magazine, digital media partners, Focus Media, Globaltronics, CD Advertising Ventures, Outcome, Elevate Media. For win-win partners, thank you to Brother, Faber-Castell, Glutacy, Moringa O2, KFC, Mr. Donut, Tokyo, Lotus Biscoff. Thank you to Boss Job, Sir Technology Inc., Pinma Properties, Perajet, Ilawi Korea. Thank you also to Kittleson and Carpo Consulting, Enchanted Kingdom, Disperse, Cosmotech Philippines Inc. And for those of you who want to place your ads here, advertise your company, your services, your logo, please do email us at marketing@ariva.com.ph. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. It's Ariva Academy Philippines Inc. You will be able to watch as well the live streaming of our e-learning sessions, and you would be able to know the upcoming e-learning sessions for the next series. Okay, so please do scan the QR code, and this will be directed to our Facebook page. Don't forget Ariva Academy Philippines Inc. And for those of you who want to watch the replay of our e-learning sessions, the replay of the sessions, our previous sessions rather, so please do subscribe at our YouTube channel. It's Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. Again, Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. For our upcoming online learning sessions, don't forget to register. This will be tomorrow. Mr. Howell Mabalot will be discussing selfless leadership, leading your people through turbulent times. Don't forget to register. Mr. Howell will be the speaker. And we would like to invite the HR professionals, HR executives, people managers to join us in our live webinar series for a cause, the HR Virtual Summit PH 2020 Bounce Back HR. We have invited international and local subject matter experts to share with us the learnings during this new normal world of work. And this will be on Thursday. Thursday morning, Ms. Philippa Penfold will be discussing leverage HR technology to power up innovation. And in the afternoon, back-to-back session, from surviving to thriving in the new normal. This will be discussed by none other than Dr. Indigo Triplet. And we have an e-learning masterclass, online selling from home, how to use FB, IG, and LinkedIn for your business. Of course, we will be joined by none other than Mr. Jonathan Yabut. This will be on May 7, 4 to 6 p.m. Don't forget to register, guys. Another e-learning masterclass from Mr. Jonathan Yabut, leading a work-from-home workforce, how to manage and develop remote teams. This will be on May 14, 4 to 6 p.m. as well. Okay, and if you want to have a customized e-learning session exclusive for your team, for your company, you would like to invite our Ariva partner speakers, you would like to invite our guest speakers, please don't forget to reach me at irish.arivaacademy@gmail.com, or you may call me at 0916-695-4418. And that's it. Hope you learned a lot today, and looking forward to see you in our next e-learning sessions. Again, this is Irish Malonda Samson in Ariva. It's all about being better, be safe, and stay home. Take care, guys.